What's up, everyone? This is Shai Champion here with part 4 of What If Naruto Went Rogue. And this series has been phenomenal support, and I'm super grateful. And literally at the time of recording, we hit 500 subscribers like literally 10 minutes ago. So that is crazy, and I am super duper grateful. Remember, there's not a like goal, so please like the video and subscribe to help the channel out a lot. Remember, please watch the previous parts if you haven't watched them already, because it'll help you out a lot and understand what's going on. It'll help me out as well to help the channel grow. And once again, I'm going to say this series is a little bit darker, a little bit more gory compared to my other series, but honestly, if you can watch like a superhero movie, you'll probably be fine. And before we get into the recap, guys, I really wanted to go out of my way to thank Tapex for making the brand new channel logo. And I started this channel like 2 months ago, and I never expected anyone to go out of their way and make a channel logo for me, and it just means so much. And like, I was super shocked, and I'm super duper thankful. So thank you, Tapex. I'll link him down below. Remember to like just thank him as well. And without further ado, let's get into the recap. Part 3. Naruto's team from the Cloud Village came back to the Leaf Village to take the Chunin exams, where they plan on joining the Sand and sounding the Konoha Crush. And after they take the first phase of the Chunin exams, all the normal people will pass, along with Naruto's new team, as they are now in the Chunin exams. And then they go into the Forest of Death, where Naruto takes out Team Dosu all by himself and takes their scroll. Along with taking their scroll, he also learns about their plan to test Sasuke Uchiha and the Curse Mark, and he decides to test Sasuke Uchiha himself. So instead of Team Dosu attacking Team 7, Naruto will attack Team 7, where he will basically beat up Rock Lee and Sasuke Uchiha all by himself. After the fight, Naruto rendezvous with the rest of his team and passes the second phase of the Chunin exams. And then Team 7 and Team Guy will then go on to finish the second phase of the Chunin exams as well. And that's where we wrapped up the previous episode. So to kick this part off, when everyone gets to the tower, Lee will apologize profusely to Guy about breaking his rules. And then he will tell Guy about the boy from the Cloud Village named Narui, or like the alias that he goes by. He will tell him about how strong he is, and about how his Taijutsu is greater than Lee's, as ninjutsu is greater than Sasuke's in base. This will shock Guy, because he didn't expect anybody to be as strong as Lee in Taijutsu, and he knows that Sasuke is a prodigy as well. So hearing Lee praise this boy really shocks him. Then Rock Lee will explain to his sensei about how this mystery Narui released a strange, ominous orange chakra that significantly boosted his stats, and this will tip Guy off. So he recognizes this as a sign of the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, and he will decide to like play it off for the moment, but he decides that he needs to talk to Kakashi about it later, maybe after watching Narui fight. Then everyone gathers around, and they are told that there's a preliminary round. And this will piss a lot of people off like in canon, but Naruto really isn't phased, and Lee and Sasuke aren't really paying attention. This is because they're just focused on Narui. They're just like staring this boy down who utterly defeated them, and both of them at the same time when they're going all out. This will be slightly altered, since essentially there was a team swapped in and out. Basically, the only difference is that Sai is in it, and Team Dosu is out, and Team Samui got swapped in for Team Dosu. Naruto will have the same matchup with Kiba, and Sai will swap with Dosu, Kaori will swap with Kin, and Omui will swap with Zaku. For Omui versus Shino, we don't really know much about the kid Omui. We do know that Shino's beetles are epic as hell, so I give Shino the win, first off because I think it's realistic, and secondly, I personally love Shino in part 1. For Kaori versus Shikamaru, I think the outcome is out of the question. I think Kaori at this point will be physically stronger, but that's only headcanon because her only feat was beating the shit out of Naruto, because Naruto let her and is probably a masochist, but whatever. But at this point, Shikamaru only had a Shadow Possession Jutsu, and it wasn't a super strong Shadow Possession Jutsu, but I think that Shikamaru will be able to outsmart Kaori, and then he makes a 200 IQ big brain strategy that eventually beats Kaori in the end, just like how he beat Kin. And the final matchup that was altered is Sai versus Joji. As much as I love Joji, especially in the Sasuke retrieval arc, Sai just stomps him in a matter of 10 seconds, no questions asked. And now for the good part, Kiba versus Naruto. When their match is called, Kiba will talk a lot of smack, and Naruto doesn't like his cockiness and decides that he's gonna have some fun with the dog boy. When the progress start, Kiba will charge at Naruto with the Man Beast clone, making it a 2-on-1 fight. Naruto is just standing there with his arms crossed, ducking and leaving the punches from the two. After a good round of punching air, Kiba's like, what the fuck? And Naruto's like, guess you missed, and then yawns. Essentially, Naruto's just mocking and toying with Kiba the way Toby did with the Sasuke's third squad. Naruto's snide remark doesn't really bode well with Kiba, and Kiba does a fang over fang, but Naruto will just body flicker away. And honestly, screw Shisui the teleporter, this is Naruto the teleporter. As I said in earlier episodes, Naruto's specialty is stealth and body flicker, and I take back the screw Shisui comment. I absolutely love Shisui, but now let's get back into the actual fight. After the smoke clears from Kiba's last attack, he will realize that his attack did not land. He then smells Naruto and looks up. Then he realizes that Naruto body flickered to the ceiling, and he's standing upside down using chakra, kind of the way Sasuke was in the 5 Kage Summit. And I'll put a picture up screen if you guys don't remember how that went. Right now, everyone except for Rock Lee and Sasuke, as well as Naruto's teammates, are surprised how nonchalantly and effortlessly Naruto is completely cucking Kiba. Guy then leans into Itachi and tells him exactly what Lee told him. He also adds the part about the ominous and orange chakra. They make eye contact, and without saying a single word, they nod to each other, knowing that this mystery cloud ninja just might be Naruto Uzumaki, the son of the 4th Hokage. Naruto then releases the chakra from his feet and falls down from the ceiling, drop-kicking Kiba in the head, using the momentum from gravity. This blow is extremely heavy, but I'm not going to discredit Kiba. After collecting himself, he yells, "You think a single kick is going to beat me? Hell no." And then Naruto sighs, "I don't like people like you. All talk while liking any strength." Naruto in an instant pulls out 3 kunai and body flickers to him, pinning him against the wall. He quickly stabs Kiba in 3 different places, one next to his kidney, one next to his lung, and one next to his heart. Kiba then coughs up blood and tries to pull the kunai out, but Naruto quickly grabs his wrist and stops him. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I hit major blood vessels with each kunai, and they're all right next to the vital organs. Right now, the kunai is inside you, and in that exact position, so it's keeping you alive. Wiggle the kunai a little, and it'll cause extreme pain. If you pull the kunai out, the artery will then spew blood and you will bleed to death. If you move the kunai more than just a wiggle in any single direction, it will hit a vital organ and you will die right here. Right now, the only person that can save you is a skilled medical Jonin ninja. This technique is one that I developed. It was meant for interrogation, but believe me, its uses are not limited. This monologue will piss Kiba off and he yells, "You bastard," but then Naruto yells, "Shut up, loser." Cocky and persistent, a fatal combo. Well, for you that is. I'm telling you this for your own benefit. You're unfit to be a shinobi. Quit before you die. And Naruto says it with a flat tone, showing not malice in his eyes, but purely nothing. It was scary how calm Naruto was while holding Kiba's life on a string. This is when all the Jonin step in and save Kiba, just like how they saved Hinata from Neji. Guy and Kakashi consulted with each other, deciding that they won't take Naruto in until they consult with Hiruzen. The match is finished, they all say. Naruto is like, very well, and then he poofs into smoke. Then the real Naruto walks in very nonchalantly with his hands in his pocket. Guess I ate something bad in the forest. I was just in the bathroom. Apparently my Shadow Clone's memories tell me that I won. Very well. Everyone is simply shocked, even Omui and Karu. They can't believe that a single Shadow Clone did so much damage to Kiba. And then Naruto says, "Oh yeah, my clone wasn't bluffing. I suggest you be very careful with that boy." And right now everyone is just shitting themselves and yelling to get the most skilled medical ninja in there. Before this, most people just thought Naruto was like an introverted prodigy, kind of like Sasuke. But now they understand his true nature. Someone who wasn't attached to any sort of weakness like human emotion. He was like a robot programmed to do only one thing no matter what the cost. Everyone except for Gaara had goosebumps. And if anything, Gaara probably enjoyed the show. To be realistic, Gaara was probably laughing, and it probably increased his bloodlust. The next fight, like again, will be Hinata versus Neji, and that will go pretty much the same, but in the end, when Neji goes for the kill and all the Jonin stop him, Naruto, without thinking, it's almost instinctive, goes down as well with all the Jonin and puts a kunai to Neji's neck to save Hinata. Neji will be pissed that all the Jonin are butting in like a cannon, but when he sees Naruto, he'll be angry and confused. Then when Hinata sees Naruto, she'll start saying Naruto-kun, but before she can say Naruto, Naruto puts his hand in Hinata's mouth to stop her from saying it, and to make sure all the Jonin don't hear his name. And the reason this is because he could tell that Hinata could recognize him. Then Neji yells, "What the hell are you doing?" Why would you butt in to save her? A boy is called as a demon, saving a worthless failure. Demon, worthless failure. These insults spin around in Naruto's head. So all this pent-up anger, all his sadness, every drop of it will be forced out. A worthless failure, a demon. Who let you decide what she and I are? She's the only kind person in this village of bastard. And Naruto lets out everything. He's yelling so loud that the building is shaking. And he's yelling louder than Asta from Black Clover, and that kid was born to yell. And at the end, Naruto is breathing heavily, and he says, "Damn it, I can't believe a bastard like you made me break one of my only 2 rules. This is the first time I felt emotion in 5.5 years, he says, and he's still out of breath. And the whole building's just dead silent. The seemingly heartless demon released the largest display of emotion that they had ever experienced. And Omoi and Karu are the most shocked. Is this the same Naruto that we've known for years? And what is his relationship with this girl and this village? They are simply flabbergasted, because from his monologue, they can tell that Naruto has some kind of connection to this village. And I've already said in previous parts that they basically know almost nothing about Naruto and his backstory. And also, I apologize if my voice acting isn't like supreme, if there's not much like emotion in the dialogue per se. I'm just not a voice actor, and honestly, making this channel gave me much more of an appreciation for like dub actors. Despite how trash dub anime is, it gave me somewhat of an appreciation for it. But now, let's get back to the actual what if. Naruto's breathing finally becomes steady again, and his head becomes less fuzzy. He'll realize what just happened, and he'll body flicker away in embarrassment, and he'll go back to an old spot of his, and this is the classic swing, okay? This is the best place I could think of, and it kind of fits, you know? And then he'll think to himself, what just happened? It was all a blur. It's like my legs and lips moved of their own accord. It's like everything in my body was telling me to do it, and what is this like feeling that I got inside my chest? It's like nothing I've ever felt before. And these are all questions that Naruto's asking himself. But then Naruto collects himself and suppresses all of his emotions to become more like his usual self. So then he gets back up and heads back to the original testing area. He gets back just in time for Frieza to announce the rules of the 3rd phase and the matchups. And when everyone realizes that Naruto is back, the room is just filled with tension and awkwardness, and Naruto just ignores all of this with his usual blank expression. And when the matchup between Naruto and Neji is revealed, the room just goes dead silent, and Neji decides to break the tension and release his bloodlust in order to flex on Naruto. And Naruto feels and starts to chuckle softly, but maniacally at the same time. It's probably the creepiest chuckle ever. And he's like, you call that bloodlust? Answer me this. How many people's blood and lives have you added to your bloodlust? Because that's a pathetic excuse for bloodlust. And Naruto doesn't release his bloodlust, and at the moment he tells himself it's because Neji isn't worth it, but in reality, his emotions at the moment are muddied and unclear and confusing to Naruto, and normally he doesn't feel anything, but this is something he can't suppress that easily, and it's unlike anything he's felt before he made his original vow. And this is the feeling, it's the desire to protect someone precious to you. Kind of like how Haku said, this is when Naruto is learning that, like, moral philosophy from Haku. Well, Haku's not there. Haku's probably already dead. Alright everyone, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there, and I really want to say how grateful I am for the recent growth the channel has gotten, like 500 subscribers, that's crazy, and if you made it this far in the video, you might as well subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and like the video, and I just want to say thank you again from the bottom of my heart, and without further ado, Shadow Sage signing up. You have a great day and stay safe.